Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is the first time of stopping by. Nice meeting you for the first time. So in today's tutorial, to my old subscribers, thank you very much. I will not forget you guys. So this tutorial is going to be a simple and very quick tutorial, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Please enjoy. So for this style, I'll be marking my body, the back and my front bodies together, and my fabric is folded into four. This is it, and you have make it first fold, big fold, and then you fold it again. And I have extra allowance, about 1 inch for my zipper allowance at the end of it. So what I'm doing now is to mark out the label on my Ankara fabric. I'm using Ankara fabric, and this style is for a 7 to 8 year old princess. And the first thing I did is to mark my half length plus 1 inch allowance for joining. And I'm going to go ahead and then make a straight line to connect the line. And remember, our measurement is going to be starting from the center front that I just showed you guys. And what I marked now is half of my shoulder measurement. I wanted to add ½ inch to it for turning it, but on the second thought, I said to leave it that way. Just mark half of your shoulder measurement. And then for my armhole depth, I'm going to be marking half of my shoulder measurement as well, which is 6.5 inches. And I went ahead to mark lines across it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take my neck measurement, and for the width I have 3 inches, and then for the depth I have about 3.5 inches. I'm going to make a curve to give it a round neck. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my back neckline, which is 1.5 inches, and I'm also going to make a curve to connect it to the front width neckline. And for my shoulder slope, I always go down by 1 inch. If you have been on this channel, you must have been familiar with this, and I connected it to my neckline. And then for my bust measurement, I'm going to be going ahead to divide it into 4. Then I'm going to add my allowance. This allowance is as much as you want or as small as you want. I added 2 inches allowance, and then I did the same thing for my width, and I went ahead to connect the line. And also don't forget to make a curve for your armhole depth. And that's basically all for this for the basic bodies. While cutting it, I'm going to cut the front neckline first, then separate it before cutting the back neckline. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please hit on the subscribe button. Do not leave today without subscribing. Thank you very much for all your support so far and for hitting on the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. So this is it after I was done cutting it. So we are going to go on to the sewing tutorial. Like I said, this is a very simple style and it's not going to take so much of your time. So I duplicated my fabric. If you have your lining, please make use of your lining to turn this. But for me, I'm going to be using the same fabric, and this we are not turning it, we are just stitching it on the fabric. We are doing back facing back, and then go ahead to stitch it all the way around so that we can keep the fabric in place. So we are going to be using our bias to turn the neckline and the armhole. The reason for this is because I want to give it a little twist and color. Remember, they are children clothes, so most times they like colors. So I use my fabric bias to turn my neckline and my armhole. And this is it after I was done turning it. And I also went ahead to stitch down on my shoulder. And while stitching your shoulder, you're going to do front facing front and then stitch your shoulder down. And for my fabric, I'm going to be using for my gathers, this is it. And what I cut out there is double plus some inches from double of my waistline plus some inches. So what I'm doing now is to divide the fabric into 3. Then I'm going to cut out one of it, so I have double at one side, and then the third part I cut it out. Then I went ahead to to hem it. The next thing I'm going to do is to stitch the two seam side with our allowance, or you can remeasure at this moment. So for the gather part, this is the plain fabric I'm going to be attaching to it, and it's not enough, so I decided to join it at the center. The first thing I'm going to do is to attach this to the Ankara fabric at the two side, stitch it down, then take the other two other side. Remember, we divided it one side for two and the other side for one. So I'm going to stitch it on the two side of the plain fabric. And this is my bodice. I'm done stitching the two seam side. This is how it's looking, and this is the material I'm going to use for the down part, and I've already joined it as well. So we're going to go ahead and attach this to our bodies, and for this I'm going to be using little place for it because of the style. I said to use little place for it instead of gathering it, which is what I've been basically known for. So I'm going to go ahead and use little place. Like it's when you look at it, you look more like gather, but it's not gather. I'm going to make it as little as possible. Then when I get, I'm going to divide the center front into two. From the center, that's where I'm going to attach this plain fabric from. That once you get to that place, you know that it's time for you to attach plain fabric. And for the plating of this one, is going to be bigger than the other one, and it's going to be deeper. That you're going to plait it in such a way that the plating line is going to be showing that is plate. It's going to be small, but it's going to show as well. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to just look at what I'm doing. You will see how much you're going to plate, and then after that I'm going to continue with my little plates that look like gather, and then finish up with the joining. And this is it after I was done joining it. I hope it's coming together and looking beautiful too in your eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is to close up the zipper allowance and then attach my zip, and that's all for this style. You can go ahead and attach button at your center front, a colorful button, just to spice up this style. I'm going to do that later. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, give me a thumbs up as well. Share my videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.